teacher factors, right? I think this is very interesting topic in terms of understanding situation analysis for a successful language curriculum design, right? Teacher factors is important because it's entirely up to the teachers to make the success of a language course. For example, if the teachers are well trained, they might compensate, some insufficient resources. And on the other hand, if the teachers are not trained well and they have, plenty of resources, the program might not be a success, right? So let's see how teacher factors are considered to be an important element of situation analysis for language curriculum design, right? Okay. Well, teachers, as we have seen, important stakeholder of, language curriculum design. So what we need to know is different features of teaching, right? The first important feature is their proficiency level. To what extent they are proficient to make the use of, some key research and theory for effective language teaching, right? And what about their experience? Are they experienced enough to make the use of ICT resources? Are they experienced enough to, make effective collaborative learning in the classroom? And then we've got their skills and expertise. What skills? I mean, the teacher talk in itself can be considered an important skill. To what extent they can take charge of their classroom discourse? So this needs to be addressed, right? And then we've got their training and their qualifications. What about their background? I mean, do they have enough qualification to meet the criteria of being a language teacher, right? And their motivation and their, involvement in the course, right? And their teaching styles. What specific style they have for language teaching in the classroom, right? And I think this is important to understand their beliefs and principles about the nature of language learning and teaching, right? So teachers have, as we have seen, is a dynamic profession and it involves different variables. So within an institute, teachers are given different responsibilities. For example, some of the teachers, apart from language teaching, are given the task of mentoring. They are given the roles of leadership as well. So some may have heavy workloads. And these elements actually, these variables actually can influence their attitudes towards a new syllabus or the existing syllabus, right? So what factors then are important for understanding teacher factors in order to undertake a situation analysis? Okay. What we have, gathered so far is teachers, we need to take into account their background, their training and experience, right? And their language proficiency as well. Okay. So these are their beliefs as well. What beliefs they hold for language teaching. And I think their beliefs about the nature of language learning is important one, because this can impact upon their performance in the classroom. This can impact upon their, decisions or judgments about selecting specific content in the classroom. And this can also impact upon their, decisions about determining the goals of a particular course, right? And this can impact upon their methodology as well. What specific methodology they're gonna employ for teaching a speaking course, for example, right? And we can better understand the teacher factors in the light of recent example. I think there is a personal element to this example, and I would like to just share my own personal experience, how teachers, how important it is to understand their dynamics before, introducing a change, right? For example, as many of you know, like the national curriculum for language teaching in Pakistan from grade 1 to grade 12 prescribes certain principles and methodologies for language teaching. And mainly, it's mainly the national curriculum. Our curriculum is mainly, communication-oriented, task-oriented. So, as I personally, visited some of the schools in the area where I live, and I found like, the teachers were not ready to, implement task-based learning in the classroom at, grade 8th level or 9th level. What were the reasons then? Because they were not given proper training, and they resorted to the traditional way of teaching language through, grammar translation method, and it was sort of, negative element demonstrated on the part of the teachers. So what we have seen so far, that teacher factors is important element of situation analysis for effective language curriculum design. So we need to understand different dimensions, and we need to address these dimensions before implementing a course.